My name is Jasmine Shaw, and in this presentation, I will be discussing human nutrition and the digestive system. Digestion refers to the breakdown and absorption of food, and many different parts of the body each have a vital role to play in making this process possible. The organs responsible for digestion are arranged in a continuous tube that is known as the gastrointestinal tract, or GI tract, and is 30 feet long when stretched out. Digestion begins in the mouth, when food is ground up by the teeth and broken down further by enzymes in the saliva, in a process known as mastication. The tongue will then roll the food into a ball called a bolus, which is now ready to be swallowed. During swallowing, the pharynx, which works through a series of coordinated involuntary muscle contractions, will receive the bolus and push it over the epiglottis before guiding it into the esophagus. The epiglottis flaps over the trachea to protect the airway and prevent choking. The esophagus is a muscular tube that is 25 centimeters long and connects the pharynx to the stomach. Several layers of muscle and connective tissue line the esophagus. Here, food is brought further along the GI tract by waves of muscular contractions known as peristalsis. Peristalsis begins in the esophagus and will continue all the way until the end of the GI tract. A ring of muscle called a sphincter prevents the contents of the stomach from flowing back up into the esophagus. When the bolus exits the esophagus and reaches the stomach, a substance known as chyme is formed. This thick, semi-fluid mass is created when muscle contractions mix the bolus with a variety of acids such as hydrochloric acid and enzymes such as pepsin, which are secreted by digestive glands in the lining of the stomach. This process helps to break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats into their component parts. An adult human stomach can expand to hold approximately 2 liters of food and liquid due to stretch receptors in the stomach wall. A second sphincter located at the bottom of the stomach releases the chyme further along towards the small intestine in controlled amounts. Peristalsis will move the food through the small intestine. The liver and gallbladder are known as accessory organs, meaning that food does not pass directly through them, but they still play a vital role in digestion. The liver is in charge of making bile, a yellowy-green digestive juice that helps emulsify fats and certain fat-soluble vitamins in the chyme, making it easier for the small intestine to digest. Bile from the liver is stored in the gallbladder before being squeezed into the small intestine for use as required. Bile moves through bile ducts which are present in the liver and small intestine. The small intestine is around 20 feet long and is split into 3 sections: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The duodenum connects the stomach to the rest of the small intestine. This is where bile from the gallbladder and enzymes from the pancreas help to break down the largest food molecules in the chyme and neutralize the acidic HCl. The jejunum is where the nutrients and carbohydrates, fats, minerals, proteins, and vitamins are absorbed. The ileum connects to the large intestine and is where fluids, bile acids, and vitamin B12 are absorbed. The small intestine is lined all throughout with villi, which are tiny, finger-like projections that are responsible for absorption. Capillaries run through the villi, taking up nutrients and transporting them throughout the body. The large intestine, or colon, is around 5 feet long and is split into 4 sections: the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, and the sigmoid colon. A wide variety of beneficial gut bacteria live in the colon, making certain types of vitamins and helping to break down any indigestible food remains, such as fiber. In the final stages of digestion, the colon will reabsorb all the water used in digestion, as well as electrolytes from the digested food. This forms stool, which is stored in the rectum until it is ready to be eliminated through the anus. The human body has 2 major ways of breaking down food into smaller particles that can be used for energy. These are mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is a physical process and does not change the chemical structure of food. The grinding and mashing of food by the teeth is an example of mechanical digestion, as is the churning of the stomach and segmentation in the small intestine. The muscle contractions of peristalsis are themselves a form of mechanical digestion. Chemical digestion changes the chemical structure of food using enzymes that are secreted along the digestive tract. Enzymes are protein molecules which function as catalysts to speed up biological reactions. Each enzyme contains an active site with a specialized shape that can bind with only one kind of substrate. This causes the enzyme to shift in shape, allowing it to facilitate the required chemical reaction. When the reaction is over, the enzyme releases the resulting products to be either used, stored, or transported. The active site is then empty once again, ready to repeat this process. Enzymes are very sensitive and require an optimum temperature and pH level to perform effectively. High temperatures can change the shape of the enzyme's active site, causing it to become denatured and stop functioning. Low temperatures cause the enzyme and substrate molecules to move more slowly and bind to each other less often, since molecules have lower levels of kinetic energy at lower temperatures. The enzymes in the human body perform best at the normal human body temperature, which is 37 degrees centigrade. Similarly, enzymes cannot function effectively if the pH level is too acidic or too alkaline. The active site of an enzyme is in the ideal shape for the substrate to bind at a pH level of around 7. Lactase is an enzyme that is produced mainly in the small intestine. It helps the body break down and absorb lactose, which is a sugar found in dairy products. Lactase thrives at a slightly acidic pH of between 6.0 and 6.5. Lactose intolerance is caused when the small intestine is unable to produce enough lactase to digest lactose properly. Lactase supplements are available to help with this condition. According to WebMD, lactase supplements have also been given to infants to support their growth and development, but there is no solid scientific evidence that this is effective. Trypsin is produced in the pancreas and is responsible for breaking down proteins in the small intestine. A pH of around 7.8 to 8.7 is optimal for trypsin. Trypsin supplements may be given to those struggling with digestion. According to WebMD, trypsin is also used in ulcers and wounds to clear dead tissue and speed up healing. A balanced diet is one that contains all the nutrients which lead to a healthy lifestyle when combined with regular exercise. Generally, women should aim to consume around 2,000 calories daily, while men should aim to consume around 2,500. A balanced diet contains 5 main food groups. Carbohydrates are the preferred energy source of the body, supplying fuel for everyday activities. They are found in starchy foods. The healthiest examples include brown rice, oats, quinoa, and legumes. Bread, pasta, and cereals are also major sources of carbohydrates. Fats are a necessary part of a healthy diet, despite being easy to overconsume. They supply the body with energy, aid cell growth, and help to absorb certain fat-soluble vitamins. Butter and oil are filled with fats. Other good sources include avocados, nuts, and fatty fish, such as tuna and salmon. Fruits and vegetables are filled with vitamins and minerals which are vital to the immune system. 5 portions of brightly colored fruits and veggies a day are recommended. Broccoli, carrots, beans, and tomatoes are just a few examples. Dairy is filled with calcium, as well as additional vitamins and minerals. These are vital for keeping bones and teeth healthy. Good sources of dairy include milk, cheese, and yogurt. Finally, proteins help to repair and build the body's muscles, organs, and skin. Good sources include meat, fish, eggs, nuts, and seeds.